Welcome to Acquired Taste Podcast. We are back. It's your boy Dirty D.
It's your boy Tech Daddy.
And it's Queen Bee.
We're in a new location.
We sure are.
New location. My new house.
The new stew.
The new what?
The stew. We're in the stew.
Okay.
That's what the cool kids say
Is it?
nowadays.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
I mean, we're millennials. I'm out of touch with the previous generations at this point. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
You
like
don't have the Riz.
I was trying to think of like what do they say now? The Riz. There's another one.
I don't know, dude.
There's more. Something about Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio. Which is funny to me because Ohio in like Gen Z, Gen Alpha slang means something really bad. And I'm like, well, that makes sense.
Well, Ohio fucking sucks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's generational. That's a culture thing.
Yeah.
How the hell do your own river catch on fire? It's water. Anywho,
Yeah.
if you wanted more information about that, check out our episode about how Ohio sucks. It's one of our early works.
Yeah, well, I think it's called Cleveland Sucks.
Yeah, I think it was Cleveland. So
I'm pretty sure
it
that's
wasn't
what
about
it's
all of
called.
Ohio. That's right. Yeah, it was just Cleveland specifically.
Yeah.
Like that sounds like it could be a sitcom.
Cleveland sucks.
Yeah.
I'd
Isn't
watch
that
it.
a
Cleveland sucks.
song or something?
Probably.
I'd believe it.
I wouldn't put it past.
think it
anything,
might be.
You know?
Like, but I get what you're saying about a sitcom. Like, everybody hates Chris.
Everybody hates Cleveland.
Everybody hates Cleveland.
I would watch that. If anybody out there listening is a writer and or show creator, you can use this idea.
Just
Yeah.
write an
100%.
entire sitcom about how shitty Cleveland is.
Yeah, just
Have you seen the new commercials about Cleveland? By the way, like I've
No.
watched, I watch football, Sundays, whatever.
Their
And
tourism
they have
bureau.
Cleveland. They have Ohio commercials, and the commercial goes pretty much as such.
Yeah.
It starts off like this. They're in a dance club. It's a man and a woman. They're dancing, and he spins her around. And like, oh, I'm new here. Oh, I'm new here. I came here for my career job. Oh, I came here for college.
My career job. Oh, I
And
did see
my
that.
dream job, yeah. And then they like have a baby and like a dog and a white picket
Yes,
fence.
I did see
And
that.
it's like, movie Cleveland, like, what the fuck, dude? And
I
this
remember
African-
thinking that was so weird.
it's so weird.
Notice how you never see ads for places people want to go.
Like Chinese restaurants.
That's true. Like we said, Chinese restaurants don't need advertising. They
No,
just
'cause we know what
slip
it
a
is.
menu under your door.
It's fine. If you want to know that reference, please check out our earlier episode about Chinese food in America.
Am I really loud or am I just too close to the mic?
It sounds fine to me.
No, it sounds fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
I sound really loud to myself. I don't know why.
Oh,
a little bit.
that should be better.
I'm sorry, guys.
It sounded fine.
No, it's fine. Like
Oh.
your mic was a normal level, but your headset was not.
Got a little bumped
Oh,
up.
my headset.
Yeah,
Okay.
my bad.
Okay.
It got adjusted to the move, probably.
That makes sense. All
My
right.
bad.
I want to hit one of those buttons so bad.
Don't
Do
do
it.
it.
Do it.
I'm gonna get
Don't-
one.
let the-
Do it.
Get the fuck.
Anywho, so
Yes. Yeah. You're never normally sitting.
this close.
We are switched right now. And
All these
true,
flashing
actually,
lights.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
This is
you're
weird.
never that close to the soundboard.
And now we know why. So anywho, if you're welcome to Quiet Taste Podcast, we do some mystery, music, which we need to do soon. Actually, it's been a while since we've done a music episode.
Yeah.
So history, mystery, music. Listener suggestions and what have you.
We should do a music episode that I can participate in.
That's going to be tough, but we'll figure it out.
I think
Let's talk about 90s pop and alternative
yeah,
music.
didn't we talk about this before? Doing like boy bands and girl bands and things like that.
Yeah.
I think we have discussed this before.
Yeah.
We should do that.
I'll put it on the list. We'll circle back to that. So if you're new here, thanks for checking us out. We appreciate the listen. I know a lot of our listeners are now subscribers, which is pretty dope. So thanks for the new subscribers.
Hell yeah.
For those who have been commenting on our audio on Spotify, thank you for that too, because we've been getting more comments, which is pretty cool. They're all either they're hilarious or they're at least nice. So that's pretty tight. So we appreciate that. So
Yeah.
thanks for that.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That's nice to hear. I forgot to go over that before we started recording. My bad. We'll circle back to that.
Okay, good. I want to hear the funny ones.
We'll definitely have a session about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for that. If you are new and are commenting, if you're new and subscribing to us, we appreciate it. That's dope of you. We hope you enjoy us. We do about 15 minutes of banter, get the juices flowing, break the ice a little bit. You know how it is. For those that are returning listeners, thank you. We appreciate you sticking with us. It's been a couple years now, and we appreciate you. We hope you're having a great day. We hope you're enjoying the weather. It's unseasonably warm here.
It is, yeah.
You can show a little leg still, though.
It's hot as fuck. Yeah, I got shorts on right now.
Hell yeah, September. We're doing great.
Yeah.
I love it. So,
no complaints from me.
indeed. So I hope you all had a great day. Hope you had a good weekend. It was Mexican Independence Day. That's pretty tight.
Oh, yeah.
So, hope you, if you are celebrating, hope you had a
Feliz
good time.
Mexican Independence Day.
Indeed.
Feliz Dia de la Wait, what is it?
You're getting there.
Independencia? That's probably wrong.
I'm just going to let it ride at this point.
Yeah.
Anywho.
The guy, the Puerto Rican rice booth at
It's not even Mexican.
no, he at the Highland Fest. He just started talking Spanish to me, and I'm like,
You are brown.
I am brown, but I'm not that brown. I mean, I'm brown, but not the smart kind. I speak a little bit of Spanish, but I'm not fluent. So he just went in on it and started talking to me in Spanish, and I'm like, no hablo español.
Good times.
He looked
Good
so
times.
confused.
Hell yeah.
As we all are. So anyways, if you are a return listener, we appreciate you sticking with us through all these years. Sticking with us with the move now. I've now moved. The move has happened. And so now I've been in a new house, so we're going to be setting that up soon. That room is also very hot, so we're getting there.
A
Anywho,
little hot up in there.
we appreciate you. We thank you. And as per usual, you get your forehead kisses. Indeed.
Man, them last forehead kisses you guys gave when it was the three of you, that was
yeah.
surround sound love
Yeah,
That was the one.
coming from three sides,
all over my brain.
everywhere.
Yeah, that was cool.
Got all up in
The
there.
ladies were all up in there.
Yeah,
That was also a very fun episode.
That was a
shout
great
out to
episode.
Michelle and Big Cat for
Hell
coming
yeah.
on. That was a good one.
That
We'll
was
definitely do that again.
super fun. Yeah, that was great.
We're going to run that one back.
We
Again.
sure are. Yeah,
for round 3.
We're already planning part 3.
And I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Like, it was so much fun recording that. And I think the next one's going to be just as much fun, if not more fun.
Hell yeah, it is. Because it's going to be more fun because we're here.
Yeah, the new house, new vibes. As you said, the vibes here are better.
The vibes here are fantastic. I love it.
I'd be chilling.
I'm really excited for when we get upstairs. Set
Yeah,
up.
and actually set that up and like decorate it
Yeah.
and get it, make it our home.
And then we can film ourselves and post
Not
on
in a weird
YouTube.
way, you weirdos.
No, yeah, you got to go to our OnlyFans for that. You got to pay us for that. We don't give that out for free.
Indeed. So as per usual, we do start off our episodes with a question. Well, we try to at least. But we do have a question today. Deej, what you got?
This one was actually given to me by our previous guest and listener, Ryan Mattingly. So shout out to you, buddy. Makes sense with the episode. I was going to save it for a different episode because I want to have him back on. But it's such a good question. I'm like, why not ask it
Sure.
for tonight?
Yeah.
When you guys are taking a poo,
Yeah.
Go on.
you don't know how hard it was just to think of how to, like, should I call it a number 2? Should I say when you guys are shitting?
Dropping
Should I
a
just be
deuce?
like, wait, when you guys are taking a poo, how many squares of toilet paper do you guys use?
I don't count
Oh, that
because I got
entirely
money.
depends.
Yeah, that's a big thing. So, like, I guess we got to take it through. Let's say number 1, the worst situation: you're at a public restroom or somewhere that only or work that only has one ply.
I'm doubling up I'm layering.
Yeah,
My-
I will abuse one
It's not
ply
my
toilet
money.
paper.
I don't give a fuck.
So
Yeah.
if I'm in a public place, I'm always terrified that I'm gonna like clog the toilet. Like especially at work or something.
Not me.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I
Like-
go for it.
I clog them all day.
Yeah, that scares the shit out of me. That happened to me. You know what? That happened to me. Not the job I'm at now, but the job I was at before. Like the second day I was there. And I literally just like went pee and I came out and it was like a 1-person bathroom and it started overflowing. And I was like, I just got here.
But yes,
It was the worst. It was the worst.
that is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I understand the terror. I used to be a shy public pooper. Like unless it was like an emergency,
Yeah.
like a holy shit emergency, I would hold it
Yeah.
or like leave
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
go home or
Same.
whatever.
That's how I am. I just don't like to. I mean, at work it's okay because I kind of am used to that place.
Sure.
but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I got over that fear when I got older
There's-
and realizing that holding it isn't as easy as it used to be.
So I guess there's this thing that recently, like I've been seeing all over the internet, where it was a phenomenon where like people who would go to Barnes and Noble and like spend some time at Barnes and Noble, like browsing books or music or whatever, would always end up getting diarrhea.
Yeah, they got all the coffee and the vegan fucking
And
snacks.
I'm assuming that's why,
man.
because they
Yeah.
used to
See
have
that.
like the coffee there.
Coffee shop.
But
Yeah.
like it's like I guess a very common experience to have gotten diarrhea in a Barnes and Noble.
I'm trying to think back if I ever have. I probably have.
I can see that happening a lot.
You spend a lot of time there. Like you're there for a while.
I'm saying you're
Usually,
drinking coffee, like
Yeah.
let me get the vegan fucking blueberry muffin.
Next thing you know,
You know. I think we told that story before when I fucking destroyed the bathrooms at Hailstorm.
oh god, did we ever tell? Did we tell that story on the podcast?
I don't remember.
If we did, it would have been very, very early on.
Yeah,
in our career.
I don't
as
remember
podcasters.
it, so I don't know.
Well, we can tell the story again. I'm down.
Yeah, it was
For our new
like-
listeners,
back in the day when I was drinking, me and Aaron would go on these little mandates, and we would just kind of pick an area, and we would we're just gonna hit a bunch of places, a bunch of breweries, food,
Adorable.
whatever.
Oh, it's very nice.
Yeah, we went out to I think that's like Tinley Park area.
Yeah, it's in Lee, Frankfurt.
Yeah, so we went over there, and there's a bunch of cool spots. Back in the day, it used to be
350.
350. The food was awesome. It was like a punk wrestling theme bar. They have the Open Bottle right across the street, which is a really cool. Like you can buy beer there, but they also have a bar there. So like if there's a
Okay.
beer, they have like beer from all over the country.
Oh,
but if
nice.
there's something you don't know what it is and you want to try it, you
Yeah.
can just buy a bottle and they'll open it for you, and you
Oh,
can like
shit.
drink it there. It's pretty cool.
That place is great.
And there was a couple other places we went, but we got food. I don't even remember where we got food. I think it was like Japanese or something.
Yeah, there was a
Maybe.
Japanese place we stopped. There was a hibachi that's right over there.
Okay, yeah, it was hibachi.
love hibachi.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we get to Hailstorm, and I got to use the bathroom. And the way they had it set up, they had like bands playing. There was a bunch of people. You had to wait in single file line to go to the bar.
Oh.
So I was like, I'm gonna shit, dude. Go order our fucking drinks, And I go do the thing. I come back out. He's sitting there with our drinks, and I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes later, they like stop playing the music, and they like.
man.
Literally like make an announcement in the bar. They're like,
Oh,
"Hey,
no.
our bathrooms the pipes have burst. They're flooding. We're gonna need everybody to finish your drinks. Like, pay your tab. and
Everybody
leave."
get the fuck out.
Yeah, and
There's a shit storm coming.
Aaron was just like staring at me because like the whole time I was
That's
like.
incredible.
I'm just sitting here giggling this whole time. I'm like, I remember this so vividly.
It's like when they make it like when you just took an earth-shattering shit at a public place, and then within 5 minutes the place makes an announcement that there's been an incident in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You're instantly like, I'm like flush red.
You're like, that was me.
I'm like,
That was me.
oh boy.
Yep.
And I was like, I didn't even like. It wasn't even that crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like.
I wasn't. I believe you, I guess. But like,
These weak ass pipes.
So like at my work recently, our like facilities guy had to send out an email to the entire building saying that like our ADA bathroom in the basement was clogged and overflowing. And I was like, that's such a specific like like if that whoever that was, they know who they were.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's like, how can I tell this person without directly telling this person?
Well, you have to be corporate about it. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Like,
He had to-
Yeah, I don't know corporate lingo.
yeah,
he sent out an
yeah.
email to the entire building.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you make the email, that's when you know you've done it.
Yep.
You done did it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. God, that Hailstorm that story is so fucking funny.
God,
Because like every time I go there, I think about it.
Yeah,
Like I can't help but think about it every time I go there.
it's hilarious.
Shout out to Hailstorm.
And I get
Well,
scared
place.
now. Like if I go to if we're out somewhere and there's a place that has just like a bathroom that's just like one toilet, I'm like, oh,
Oh
this
my
isn't.
God. Yeah, that's worrisome.
Yeah, there's no escaping this.
Oh yeah. But
yeah.
obviously, my poop story that was famous was on our very, very first episode.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That happened in the Dominican. You
On
want to know the story?
boats.
Go back and listen to not our intro episode, but our first
Wait,
topical episode.
give me like a hint, because
It involved me, a beach, and a boat in the middle of the Caribbean,
Poop.
Why does this not
and I
sound
pooped.
familiar?
I pooped. I didn't poop myself.
I've
but
listened to the first episode like at least twice, so I
Yeah,
don't know why this
it's,
doesn't sound familiar, but I'll have to
Oh
go
yeah,
back and listen to it
I
again.
told that story. It was.
Oh, no.
It might not have been the first episode. It might have been one of the first episodes.
It may be maybe episode 2.
Yeah,
It was one of the first 3 at least.
somewhere
At
in
the
beginning.
least.
So I've definitely heard it before then.
Oh,
but
100%.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
Like it's
Yeah.
a tale.
oh boy.
Okay, so single ply, I'm
Yeah.
abusing. I will go through half a roll if I have to.
Well, I didn't pay for it, so
Single
yeah.
ply. Yeah. Because nobody buys single ply for their
No.
home. If you do,
Well,
you
so-
grow up, man.
All right, here's the thing. And because I have a septic here, I will speak to
Oh
this.
yeah. Oh no, that sucks.
If you do have a septic system,
You have to use single ply.
You have to be very, very careful what toilet paper you use.
Yeah.
I do not have single ply toilet paper right now.
Oh no.
However,
You be peeling that shit into pieces.
no, I just
He's got like there's like a
use,
machine that like separates.
I use less.
Okay.
Is what it is. Like
Yeah.
you use less because you can still buy better toilet paper. You just have to make sure it's septic safe.
Scott toilet paper. I had septic all growing up, so
So
we
yeah,
always
you know what I'm
used-
talking about.
Yeah, we always used
so
Scott.
yeah, it's not about growing up. It's
It was
about
like
the system
sandpaper.
you're in.
It's sandpaper on your ass, basically. But
Yeah.
then, like once I moved out of my parents' house and I could get like Charmin Ultra Soft, I was like, "This is incredible."
Yeah, I currently have that now, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, and that's the
Gotta
varying
be careful.
factors. 'Cause You can
Very
get like
careful.
you can get a cheap 2-ply. That's like whatever, you know. You're gonna get 12 rolls for fucking $8 or whatever the fucking sale is, or you can bump it up to Charmin, but then you got to have fucking square control.
Yeah, you do
You
because
can't
I mean,
just rip a
yeah.
section
You gotta
off.
be,
You know,
you gotta be strategic.
yeah.
don't get me wrong.
you know.
Like I make money. I'm balling the fuck
Oh,
out
we
when it
know.
comes to me wiping my own ass.
We know, Daddy.
I have exceptional taste. When it comes-
Going in and coming out. God damn it. You
Only
need a
the
bidet
finest.
here. That's what you need.
Oh, you do need a
Dude,
bidet.
It's in my cart on Amazon.
Yes.
It is in my Amazon cart.
Because that's like the final step. Because I
That's it.
feel like a fucking caveman every time I wipe my ass.
That's like the end of human evolution.
Oh, yeah.
Is the bidet?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've peaked.
Have you ever seen Demolition Man?
No.
You know, yeah.
Of course, I know.
The 3 seashells.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a scene like, well, Sylvester Stallone is a cop who gets frozen and then woken up in the future.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And he wakes up and it's like
It's a great movie.
apocalyptic LA. And it's like Taco Bell's the only restaurant that survived. It's a real crazy movie.
Of
And
course.
they're like, he goes to use the bathroom and he was like, he comes out, he was like, there's no toilet paper in there. So I just used like this magazine. And they were like, toilet paper? And like, this dude like described what toilet paper was in his time. He's like, well, in the late 1900s, they used to use wadded up. The way
In
they
the late 1900s.
the way they described it sounded so it made me feel disgusting because
Yeah.
they used to actually use wadded up pieces of paper and they would smear their butts and I was like, that's what I do now. Like shit.
That's like us talking about like cavemen used to use leaves.
Yeah.
They would just shit in a hole in the forest.
Yeah. And yeah, like they were like, he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. Like
Right.
and they never describe it in the movie.
No, not at all.
You never know.
The 3 seashells?
Yeah, but that's
Yep.
like how they they clean themselves in the future.
Okay.
But it's just like an Easter egg they drop that they never describe in the movie.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and Sylvester Stallone gets like so mad because like every time he has to take a shit in the movie, he has to find like magazines or like
something to wipe his ass with. That's so funny.
yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, if you get like at my house, I buy like I'd say medium grade 2-ply, you know, because I don't like need a lot, so I don't buy like big fucking bundles of it. So I'll go to Walmart and get like whatever's on sale, basically.
I get mine at Costco. I get like the Kirkland brand, whatever's.
That's good too. Yeah. Do you remember the toilet paper shortage of fucking COVID?
Yeah,
I do.
Of course, everyone remembers
Very
that.
well.
You
Very well,
cocksuckers.
actually.
I will
One of
Never
the,
forget.
one
I
of
will
the
never
lowest
forgive you.
points in human history.
Yeah.
I will never forget. Well, our topic today is pretty low too. But
Damn.
A little bit.
hang on, my TV just turned on for something. I'll be back. Okay, keep going. Start the topic.
Oh, is that what that
start
was?
Start telling the story.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I hear it. It's like, what
Yeah,
the heck is
I
that?
hear it now. Yeah. What story was I supposed to tell just now?
The
The topic.
Oh, you want to get into the topic now?
I thought we were still talking about the toilet paper shortage.
I was like the toilet paper. Well, you know, I
the
re-
great toilet paper shortage of 2020. That's gonna be us to our grandkids.
Yeah, that's somebody's going to cover that in like probably less than 10 years.
Yeah, probably. There's gonna be a TikTok. Like, did you guys hear that back in the in the early 2000s?
Oh, I can't wait to see like social media in 10 years from now. That's going to be so fucking scary.
It's gonna be weird,
Yeah,
man.
it's gonna be
all
terrifying.
AI. Have you heard dead internet theory?
Yeah,
No.
there's some list of things to talk about. Actually,
I believe in that 100%. I feel like
not
we're
heard
not
of that.
even going to have social media in 10 years.
I legitimately wrote that down on our
Which
topic list. By the way,
sucks because good,
So
but
we're-
that sucks
we're gonna cover
because
that one day.
social media is literally my job. It's what I do for a living, so that's going to suck for me. But
It'll evolve into something.
it's
you know?
it's gonna go somewhere, but it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna exist in the way that it exists now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because
Yeah.
I remember during 2020 when I had to get toilet paper, we found a paper company in Maryville
Oh yeah,
that was selling boxes of toilet paper.
I lucked out because I had literally right before everything broke out, I had just gone to Costco and I got like a big fucking thing of it.
Oh, fuck
And
yeah.
then also, my great aunt and uncle, they like just stocked everything. So they had a ton of it. So like our whole family was like set. Like we were good. We didn't have to fight nobody,
Yeah.
luckily.
so what we got going on today?
Yeah, we're talking about poop. We're going to talk about
We sure are.
You're
word-
trying to really talk about poop though. Yeah, for real.
the
Like,
word poop is like really fun to say sometimes.
Yeah. So, okay. Do you guys ever like pay attention to the social media posts?
like hours
Yeah.
here and there.
So,
They never pop up. I have to like
How-
go out of my way to look at them.
So how I will usually like do an emoji next to the links. I know exactly which emoji I'm going to use for this episode.
I
yeah.
have faith that I know what's going to happen here, and I support this.
Today, we're going to talk about the Great Stink, which is going to take place in the first half, well, right in the middle of the 19th century. So back in the day, people didn't really figure out the whole sewage system quite right. A lot of people had a bunch of different methods that are quite disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, sewage as a concept is pretty disgusting.
It really is.
But very necessary.
Very
but
necessary.
it's
I
necessary.
love that we have it though.
Yeah.
For sure.
But
yeah.
before they had that concept, people were basically doing the worst things you could think of.
Yeah, they were like shitting in the streets,
Yeah, in the streets.
dumping their chamber pots out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Bless you.
So this was kind of London. You know, London was becoming a very increasingly booming city in the early 19th century, growing from like 1 million in population to
3 million.
You know, 2 million to 3 million within a span of like
A very
40
short
years,
amount of
you know.
time. Yeah.
Just a lot of things popping off in London. And then they kind of were starting to have some problems with it. In 1831, they had a cholera outbreak.
Yeah.
And they were trying to figure out what's going on with cholera because they had this thing that's called the miasma theory.
Miasma, yeah, that
Yeah.
disease was spread because of the air. Like
Yeah.
through
Yeah,
the
you got
air.
bad air.
Bad-
The
you got
smell.
bad
Look
air.
at that bad air.
Yeah, you gotta get that bad air out of there.
Yeah, they thought the smell was what was causing,
Yeah.
you know, the outbreak. But that wasn't the case at all. And this is the Great Stink.
It might have been a little bit the case.
By the way, like, so I just want to like just briefly just mention about this whole miasma thing. So of course, like they thought cholera came from the miasma theory. One of the funnier ones though is they thought chlamydia came from it.
That's just what the husbands were telling their wives.
It's bad air.
Yeah,
This is bad air.
it's the miasma. It's not. I didn't do anything.
Right, right. It's the bad air, not the back shots I was getting from old
Yeah.
that old trollop down the
From
road.
our maid.
From the trollop down the street.
Wait, what was that word you used?
Oh,
The trumpet? No,
the
what is
strumpet.
it? Strumpet.
the strumpet. I mean, we're talking about England.
The strumpet down the lane.
Yeah, chlamydia was the one that made me
that's
laugh
hilarious.
my ass off. Like, wait a minute. So, like, you mean to tell me? It's bad air.
That's
Indeed.
hilarious.
I'm sorry. Carry on. I just wanted to put that in there.
Yeah, so basically, before I get too carried away into this, over the years of London getting overpopulated, the way basically people handled their poop was they would have what is quite literally called a cesspool. They would have a cesspool, a community cesspool. They would have their own little like latrines in their houses, things like that, or they would simply dig a hole in their yard or near
Yeah.
their property. So people would fill these holes, and the holes, like basically you had to hope that the weather or naturally this shit would degrade and go into the soil and
Yeah.
run down into the Tame River,
Which is-
and handle itself.
It's also like not that was kind of how it was done for a long time in rural areas because you had a lot of space.
Yeah.
And you could kind of naturally get rid of it and or like it would compost into the whatever.
Yeah.
But like city living is not the same circumstances.
It is not.
No, yeah. And the way London is, they have a river that goes like kind of right in the middle of London called the Tame River.
The Thames.
The Thames. That's what it is? Okay.
River Thames,
I
yeah.
thought it was Thames.
It's spelt like that, but you know how
Yeah.
British people pronounce shit. So, yeah, it's the River Thames.
So basically, it was almost the further down the river you lived, the worse this situation got because people were
Don't go near her. She lives downriver. Downriver.
yeah,
All right,
and,
that's Strumpet City.
Game of
That's Strumpet downriver.
Game of Thrones, right? This is a perfect example. Game of Thrones. If you lived at what was it, Flea Bottom or what
Yeah,
the fuck
Flea
was it
Bottom.
called?
Flea Bottom.
That was where all the trash ran down. All
That was
the waste,
they were always
you know
like
what
they
I
would
mean?
make fun of people who like stank or were poor or like whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you're from Flea Bottom.
Yeah, you lived in Flea Bottom.
Yeah.
This is kind of where they got the concept from was with this because the River Thames, if you lived at the end when it goes into the lake or breaks off into various ponds, you were kind of at the end of this shit fucking slushy, you know. So
slushy.
you got to imagine this is like hundreds. I don't want to say hundreds, maybe about 100 to 150 years of people doing this and dumping shit into these holes. Dumping it, peeing on the sides of buildings, like just peeing outside, like you said, and all of this stuff is basically getting leaked into what is it? The Thames, not the Thames,
Thames.
the
Thames.
So the problem with this is the Thames is also their water drinking supply.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking river that they use for that. This is where the cholera outbreak came from.
Not the air, the water.
Yeah.
Right.
Which like thinking about it, I went to New Orleans like a couple of years after Katrina happened, and that entire much love to our New Orleans listeners. It was a wonderful place. I had a great time. The whole city smells like piss.
Smells like dick over there.
It smells so bad, but like they have proper sanitation. It's just like, you know, because of the hurricane and because of the like there was flooding that wasn't cleaned up still
Yep.
and there was like stuff, it just wasn't perfect yet, whatever. It just stunk so bad. So I can't even imagine.
Yeah. And
Yeah, and actually going with, I think you were just saying like how they figured out it was the water was the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see,
Well-
over the course of these 100 years, they were only trying to do things to handle the smell. Nobody until maybe a couple of years around this time, or we're around like 1830s, somewhere around this time, where somebody starts introducing the idea, like, I don't think this is
Well-
the smell.
Maybe we
You
should
know.
do something about the source of the smell.
So
They were doing
it
dumb
was
shit.
actually our homeboy, and I've never watched Game of Thrones ever. However, when I heard the dude's name, I'm like the doctor. Anyways, Jon Snow.
Oh
was
yeah,
the
yeah,
dude.
Jon Snow. Yeah,
Like-
yep. I was like, you know nothing, Jon Snow.
It turns out Jon Snow did know something.
Jon Snow
Yeah, he figured the fuck out.
knew a little something
So-
about shit.
And I love how he figured it
He knew
out
some
though.
shit.
He knew
because,
shit.
Well, he knew something, and it was
He
some
knew
shit.
jack shit.
He knew some shit. So what he did was, in order to figure this out, this is coming off of memory, so forgive me if I might say something incorrectly here, but what he did was there were these water pumps around the city to get drinking water for the neighborhood. And he noticed that everywhere that there was cholera breakout was always around certain water pumps. So what he did was took the water from all these different pumps and tested it all. And that's when he found
Cholera.
the cholera. And of course, it was always the poor neighborhoods and whatnot. But he noticed it. There was, I think, a woman who didn't live in a neighborhood, but that still got it. But she got it because she was getting water from a further away pump to visit somebody in the neighborhood. And so she was getting it from this place that was further away that proved his theory was correct.
I'm gonna get them good water from good pump.
Yeah, it was not the good pump. It was the bad pump.
She was bringing the bad pump water.
It was bad pump water.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Jon Snow apparently did know something, and I just want to put that in there. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that is a big part of it. I'm going to go a little bit before that because Jon Snow was pretty much one of the reasons that they decided this was going to be handled officially. Because like I said, before that, they were just literally trying to mask the fucking smell of things. You know, people were wearing masks with like flowers in them, you know.
What?
What's up?
You just went quiet for me.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I could hear myself still.
I can hear
Can you hear
him.
yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's my headset.
It might have done a little jiggle.
Maybe it's a
Oh,
little,
there we go. Okay.
little loose.
A little.
Little loosey
Sorry.
goosey.
I was like, is that just me?
Oh, I'm glad she says something. I mean, if we did lose audio, that would have been bad.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Now,
Yeah, they were like covering everything in like what, lime chloride or
yeah, that was. I'll get into that here in a second. But before that, they were doing real dumb shit. Like people were using like perfume scents. And if we know anything about the French Catacombs episode, is when people made perfume, it wasn't anything good anyway.
No.
And the way people dispose of your own waste and dead bodies in any European country, it seems, is just fucking terrible. So the Thames basically became this fucking rotting cesspool that became now visible to people. Around 1830s, there was actually an English chemist who was like kind of the civil engineer of London at the time, who kind of introduced an idea. He's like, I think we need to figure out a way to reroute the water from the Thames and get it.
we got to get this out of here.
We got to at least filter the shit. But it never got passed. It was just kind of blown out of proportion. His name was Michael Faraday. He was the first guy to kind of introduce the idea.
It's like that meme where they're all sitting in a boardroom and they're all like giving different suggestions. Like, oh, cover the smell with flowers. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll cover the smell with perfumes.
Yeah.
What if we got rid of the shit in the river? And then they chuck him out the window.
Get out of my office.
Right. It's wild because like Faraday himself was actually a brilliant scientist.
He did a lot of shit.
He did
man.
a lot of shit.
Yeah, and he's another
Including
interesting
trying to fix the
character.
shit.
Yeah. But he, like I said, he kind of got shut down. And like typical any government fashion, Parliament didn't do anything
Until it affected them.
Until it got to the stench got to a point that was so bad, which would have been where we're getting to now in 1858 when they had a heat wave, where temperatures got to 36 Celsius, which I don't know what that would be.
Oh shit! It's like
Hotter than fuck. You know,
it's
hotter than a
something, I
bitch.
think.
Yeah, it was like their
What was it? What
their
was the number
hottest
again?
summer on
36.
record.
I believe that's what it was.
All right, carry on. I got
I
it.
could be wrong about that, but
Celsius
It was
Fahrenheit.
London's- it was-
It's 96.8.
okay.
Oh
so
yeah,
it's hot
it
as
was
fuck.
London's hottest summer on record to that point.
Yeah. So you have hundreds of years of shit that has been fermenting in this river that bleeds off into ponds, that goes into the lake. It's literally like starting to ferment. It's starting to like
Fermented
You know,
shit.
yeah, hundreds of years of people shitting in their fucking house. And I should also mention that there was a job that somebody had, and they're called night soilmen. You know what a night soilman is?
Did it involve gardening?
I don't think so.
Kinda. At the end, yeah, the end result kind of involves gardening. So night soilmen were basically people that London started employing. This was one of their many ploys to not fix the situation, but help it a little bit. So they would employ these guys called night soilmen that would go to people's houses, empty their holes, put them in these carts, and take them to facilities that they had that was going to basically just dump the shit where it was going anyway.
Perfect.
So they literally weren't doing much, you know.
They
and-
were just kind of keeping the immediate smell out of people's.
yeah, that's all they were
properties.
doing, making it kind of doing upkeep, you know.
Yeah.
And if you were going to be a night soilman, you were literally like, because there was community cesspools. There was places where like they just had a big hole. So these dudes were going in there like knee deep in shit. That was also very dangerous because like this isn't just for humans. This is also for the animals too.
Oh man,
So
that is
you-
so sad.
Any kind of human waste. Somebody there's probably dead bodies in that motherfucker. You know?
Yeah.
So like I
You
could
kill
only
somebody, you just throw them in the cesspool.
throw them in
Yeah, show them a shit pit.
Throw them in
Yeah,
the
throw them in
Thames.
the shit pit.
It's fine.
Throw them in the fucking Thames. It's really, really disgusting to think that there was guys who actually did this job, and they did it at night to be discreet. And the only problem was when they do it at night, because you're already living in this vagrant kind of environment, they were getting robbed all the time.
For the shit? In the pit?
For the probably like 3 cents a day they
Just-
got paid
The
to
3
do
small
this.
pennies.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
well, what they did with the shit also, one of the companies they did sell some of the stuff to, I forgot what the name was, I should have wrote it down, was actually for fertilizer.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
what else
That
can you
makes
really
sense, yeah.
use shit
Yeah.
for?
So you got hundreds of years of shit, animal shit, human shit. You're talking a population of 3 million people now. It's a lot of booty holes.
a lot of booty holes.
Imagine being one of those guys and you're like walking around in the shithole and you forgot that you had like a paper cut on your knee or something.
Like, fuck.
Cut it off.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Then,
There-
yeah, you lose your leg or you die.
There was actually a story I read of a lady who attempted to kill herself in the Thames. So she jumped in
Oh God.
and she only died of embarrassment because she survived
No.
and they had to pull her out
No, she did not.
the fucking Thames.
I would be like, someone just kill me at this point.
Yeah, like, finish the
No.
job.
Yeah.
You know what to
You
do.
know what to do.
We got to get that fucking soundboard.
Yeah, we
out
do.
here.
I'll make a note of that. It's good stuff.
Okay, so now this is starting to affect London to the fact where the government buildings, the stench got so bad in 1858 that it was literally incapacitating people if they lived too close to the Thames or went anywhere near it.
Yeah.
There was a couple streets in particular that were heavily populated. They had about 10,000 people living on the streets that are on this river who like couldn't even be there anymore, you know, because they were just waking up, throwing up, you know, just like imagine you just wake up and you, that's the first thing you fucking smell. And then you start your day just fucking throwing up.
So like I'm so like, okay, this is gonna sound so like of me. But I don't like bad smells. Like they really bother me for whatever reason.
Sure.
And like I'm always like candles, incense, perfumes, like whatever around my house. If there's like something that smells bad in my fridge or in my garbage, I will not rest until it's gone. Like it just drives me crazy.
I will not rest.
So I'm the same way. It's fine.
I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, you wouldn't have liked it in anywhere actually in the 1800s or the
Honestly, though, yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
everything sounds like
probably not.
it's spelled bad.
yeah, you know. So we're looking at a really bad situation. London is, like I said, a booming town. So they also did a lot of new construction. So they have a lot of new government buildings for Parliament. Unfortunately, they can't even hold meetings anymore because now they have all these fucking rich government Parliament dudes who are gagging and throwing up, trying to handle the city. So this smell literally shuts.
Everyone in favor say bleh.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So eventually they decide we can't do this anymore. And within 18 days, they had agreed to come up with a plan to basically not eradicate, but clean up the River Thames and develop some type of sewer system, which brings us to this gentleman named Joseph Bazalgette, who was their one and only civil engineer at the time. And he was given the task of basically, we're going to clean out the Thames, and we're going to build a sewer system that runs along the Thames that's going to have a bunch of break-off points that are going to be filtered where we can get dumped out. London has a lot of also industrial buildings that are there too that are losing money because they're by the river, they're by the ports. These boats are having problems getting to houses and businesses because it's shit
Oh
water.
God, that is so gross.
Yeah, they're literally fucking trying to float through shit water, and like it's affecting London this bad.
That is awful.
Yeah, so within 18 days, which was a record that they had decided anything to do that drastically. Because in order to do this, the downside was that they were going to tear down a lot of houses and businesses.
Yeah.
All those houses.
Because they're like not usable.
Yeah, they're not usable, and they need to build the sewer system.
Yeah.
So they need to dig all of that shit up, you know. So this was unfortunately going to leave a lot of people literally shit out of water.
Shit out of luck.
That one too.
down the shit river
That's a
without a
good- yeah.
paddle.
There are more of these than I thought there were.
That was-
Up Schitt's Creek. Hey!
yeah. We just had back-to-back bangers right
Just-
there.
That's what the people come here for.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and he was fucking English. He was an English civil engineer. That's where he came from. So he wasn't. So I think Basil Gett sounds.
It's
good.
not Basil Gatte.
Yeah, you don't get no fancy fucking.
Darn it.
He doesn't get one of those little asterisks over the E or nothing like
Oh, like
that.
an umlaut.
Yeah.
For a tilde.
So Basil Gett designs this really, really intricate sewer system that's, like I said, is going to run along the River Thames, go into the lake. It's going to have a bunch of break-off points. That's going to be like kind of filtration systems. That's going to filter the poop. And it's going to allow the Thames to be, over time, drinkable water again.
Imagine telling people about this and they're like looking at the shit water and he's like, yep, we're going to drink that
We're gonna
Pretty
make it
soon.
drinkable.
pretty soon.
Yeah, just boil it real quick. We'll be fine. What's wrong with you, man? You know?
No, man.
over time, this did severely help the cholera outbreak.
I would imagine so.
They still use this sewer system till this day. Joseph Basil Gett went on to finish out being a civil engineer and then doing a bunch of like classes in college teaching about, because he basically developed this sewer system for like one of the most major cities in the world, which is pretty fucking impressive. And it wasn't really long after that, because you get into the 1900s, the Industrial Revolution had fucking happened.
Yeah.
So like after that, it only improved. It got better, so it was only a matter of time. But for a few years there, man, like they have photos that I'll have to send you, Brandy, of like kids like barefoot,
Oh,
just like
God.
standing in the street, and the street just looks soggy.
Oh,
That's poop kids.
Mud.
no.
But it's not mud.
Not the
Those
kids.
doo-doo babies.
Not much.
Not the babies.
And this was
not,
actually,
not the shit babies.
Yeah, we don't.
and
I
this
think this
was
might be like a record of how many times we said shit in an episode. Just saying. Like the amount of callbacks we've had to other episodes.
When I post this on social and I listen back, I'm going to keep a counter and I'm going to see how many times we say the word shit.
oh yeah,
It's a good one.
Yeah, and I'll have the
idea.
shit count. on
Oh
there.
yeah. Post that for us.
I will.
Appreciate that.
and this thing that happened in London wasn't even a rare occurrence.
It was not.
This happened in a few cities all over the world because people
And
were.
I'm gonna talk about it.
Well, and we got to do an episode eventually about how all the different ways different places had tried to handle the sewage and poop situation. Because, man, for a long time, people couldn't figure it out. Just couldn't figure it out, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. I guess like I don't really know how the sewage system works. I mean, like just off the top, I learned a little bit more about it while I was doing research for today's topic, but I had never really thought much about it. I was just like, it goes underground somewhere, So I couldn't really imagine if I was trying to think of like the concept of a sewer system. I would be like, well, underground. As far as I,
It's not,
as
it's
far as
not
I
the
got.
Ninja Turtles type shit. You
My
think
first
it
thought
is.
was that. Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But
If that was the case, Ninja Turtles in London, ugh.
Oh God. No
I would
wonder
just
they're
imagine they had
mutants.
really bad teeth.
They were in New York though. It's still pretty bad.
Also true. Wouldn't want to be there.
No.
Anywho, is it my turn?
It is. It is your turn.
So as Dee just mentioned, this happened in a few places, and one of them is very close to home. So, as most of the listeners probably know by this point, we exist in an area of the region, called the region, which is right outside of Chicago. Like we're about, half hour to an hour from the city. So a lot of our stuff that we sometimes talk about references the great city of Chicago.
Yep.
And this story is about Chicago when they're poop.
Yay.
Yay. So, taking you back to 1850s again, and the Great Stink Incident of Chicago. So literally
Here we go.
say the same shit you just talked about with England and put it right in our back door.
Could
Well,
you
it's
imagine?
Chicago.
It's Chicago. They're like, what do they do back then? Is it Telegram? How they fucking? They're like, did you hear what happened with the shit in London?
Beep, beep,
Right.
beep, beep, beep. Stop.
Did
Right.
they figure out how to fix that yet?
Stop.
Where did you put the poop?
Right, where'd the shit go?
They're sending
the thing
carrier
is, we
carrier
did not-
pigeons across the ocean.
What is a night soilman? Stop. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, they call him a night soilman because that's what they called poop in London. Night
Soil.
soil.
Night soil.
Night soil? That's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
You only do it in the dark of night.
The night soil.
That's another name for poop.
Yep.
If you want to throw a
I want
curveball.
to do something with merch about that. I'm going to figure this out.
Oh God.
The night
know what
soilman.
That's a good one.
Like staff on the back, and then on the front it says night soilman.
I'll figure this out.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, the same time period, but Chicago wasn't as big. So Chicago only had a little over 100,000 people living in the 1860s. A lot of them were immigrants. So a lot of people from Germany. And this is, if you go to Chicago, you'll probably know the demographic. A lot of Italians, a lot of Germans, a lot of Jewish people. Like it's
Several of them were female serial killers.
well, yeah. Again, we've had a lot of callbacks.
Go back to that episode.
Got a lot of callbacks. So Lake Michigan is pretty much an ocean at this point, but Lake Michigan, very large body of water. Similar to the River Thames, we have the Chicago River, runs right through the middle of Chicago. And well, again, this story is very similar.
I mean, yeah. I don't think I wouldn't swim in the Chicago River now.
No, I'm straight.
I think it is swimmable now.
It is swimmable. You can swim in there for sure. I wouldn't do it.
I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, I'm gonna not.
Yeah.
And keep it that way.
Thank you.
Because people do like the cold plunge in Chicago River every year. I'm not
Wait,
doing
the
that.
cold plunge is in the river? I thought it was in the lake. Oh, the polar plunge is in the lake.
Polar plunges in the lake, yeah.
Okay.
They do a different one in the river.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, couldn't be me. But anyways, so back then though, the problem with the city of Chicago, it was only 2 feet above the water level. So you have the Lake Michigan at your feet, essentially.
Yeah.
Whole time. 1840. Oh, sorry. Jeez, that was completely dyslexic. 1854. Cholera outbreak in Chicago. 1 in 50 died of this disease. 60% of Chicago's population died.
Yeah, cholera took a lot of people out real quickly when there was an
Exactly.
outbreak.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, and again, like the fact that people like this has never been talked about.
More than half of the people you know just dying.
Right. Cholera.
Cholera.
Duty water.
Yeah.
So, the fact that they don't. This is not a big part of Chicago's history is wild to me. Anyways.
Yeah, we care more about the fire.
Yeah, honestly, which is fine. Stupid ass cow.
May have stopped the cholera, supposedly, maybe a little bit.
Nope, not a little bit. So,
It didn't burn the cholera?
no, it did not actually. It did not help. But yeah, the same thing like with England. There was pools of poop water everywhere. It bled right into the drinking supply. But you got to think about it too. Like Chicago was a very, very big industrial hub. Still is. Like you had all the meat processing, all those leftovers going in the lake. People's sewage going to the lake. Like everything you could think of that you didn't want on the streets went into the lake, which made a slurry of everything water that was killing people, obviously, in large amounts. So obviously, this is a fucking problem. Here comes our city's hero, Ellis Chesebro. He's from, I think, Boston. That's fine. Not everybody's perfect. So he came up with what's called the water crib. So the reason why I even heard about this in the first place is
crib?
The water crib, yes.
Okay.
So if you ever are on Lake Michigan and you see what looks like lighthouses, but they're not tall enough to be lighthouses, but they're like far enough out to like probably should be. It looks like it could be. It looks like it could be maybe a military fort. It's not very large.
Yeah. No,
But
I know what you're
Lake
talking
Michigan, there's several of them.
Just like little towers.
Little towers that cover in concrete. That's what these are. So what a water crib is, and Ellis Chesebro came up with the idea. He came up with 2 ideas that actually saved the city. This is part 1. So what happened is in order to get fresh water into the city, he put, and they're about 2.5, 3 miles out into the lake. That is a pumping station. What that does is it pumps water from the middle of the lake into Chicago.
Oh.
That's what those are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
We still use them actually.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So what they did was they went underground. I believe 200 feet underground. in order to dig under the lake and then put these piping systems into the city. The first one they actually built was a 2 mile crib. The construction for it started in 1864. They actually took workers 24 hours a day, 6 days a week to build this, and then they built it in about a year to build this pumping station, and it goes to the Chicago Avenue pump station on North Michigan Avenue, which is actually still there. So there's this, it's like a brick building in the middle of downtown on North Michigan Avenue, and it's actually a very good looking building. The inside of it's just a pumping station. There's a bunch of tubes in there, which is pumping fresh water into the city, giving us good drinking water. Thank you for that.
Cool.
Right. So what was going on is they needed to address the issue in 2 ways. 1, get fresh water into the city. 2, get the bad water out of the city. Obviously. Same thing in England. We did it a little bit different because we're America. Anywho, what they did was that a lot of the buildings on the lakeshore were made out of wood. So you have the wooden buildings on the outside, and then coming into like some of the stone buildings to get closer to the middle of the city. The wooden buildings, because either 1, they were decrepit, or 2, they weren't worth much of shit, were torn down. The other ones that were worth half a damn were actually jacked up, put on carts, and moved. So they literally had buildings like how we have like houses on trucks now.
Yeah.
Imagine that with wooden buildings in Chicago back in the 1900s.
Oh shit!
Pick that shit up and scoot it.
Get out of here.
That's
Yep.
wild.
Yeah.
19th century. I'm sorry, 19th century.
Have you ever seen Amish people raise a barn?
It was essentially like that, but we're gonna get into there. We're gonna get there.
It's like
wild.
20 dudes.
Yeah. No, more than 20. It's like
Right.
80.
But we're gonna get there because we're gonna get to what else they did.
Oh, okay.
Because the sewage system in Chicago needed to be fixed for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Instead of building the sewage system underground, he built it above ground and then raised the city above it.
Oh, no.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he raised the city, like these buildings were raised, some of them up to 12 feet high.
What?
Above where they are now.
What was
were
under?
then.
By the way, every fucking place in Chicago has a stoop.
That's part of it.
Oh.
It's for stupid kids.
Yeah, you ever notice in Chicago?
Stoop kids afraid to leave a stoop.
It's either there's a stoop that goes up, or you got to go down. It's never just straight in to someone's house in Chicago.
It's true.
Yep. So
Not very ADA compliant.
Yeah, it's fine. No, it's not. No, it's not.
No.
So let's see where we're at here. Okay, so the lifting of these buildings started in actually 1858. The first building they raised was on the east corner of Randolph and Dearborn. They took 200 jack screws, so essentially, imagine like a car jack or a jack in general, but it used a screw design, so people were pushing it, and like a corkscrew would raise it.
Okay.
So it took them. Oh, where am I at here? Okay, there we go. It took 200 jack screws to raise the building 6 feet 2 inches. So essentially my height.
Oh, shit.
And it took 200 people to raise this building.
Ooh.
So, but the goal was to raise it above the newly built sewer line.
That's wild.
Wait, so like where were the sewer lines like in space at this point? Because I'm imagining like.
Well, they built it on almost level where it was on the ground. And then they built the raised the building above it.
Oh,
so because the water line was only, 2 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to raise that higher so that we were actually above it.
Okay.
So you have sewer line, and then now the buildings are above that now. So we're higher off the lake,
Okay.
higher off the water line.
Gotcha.
The sewer, we didn't have to come. We didn't. It was easier to build that way because
Okay.
obviously your building's like, okay, it's right there.
Gotcha.
Put it right, and then anyways. So some of the buildings, there were actually a few other engineers involved. I give them a quick name. We have James Hollingsworth and James Brown.
James Brown.
Indeed. He was from Boston. That's what it was. James Brown was from Boston. My
Okay.
bad. And they used platforms. Essentially, they were raised the city between 10 and 12 feet in the air for most other buildings.
Wow.
And it was wild because like even the city blocks weighed 35 tons. It was wild. Like they were just raising all these buildings. In the end of it all, it took 600 men, 6,000 jack screws to raise the city.
Damn.
Yeah, these look crazy. I'm looking at pictures of it now.
I was just about to like look up.
Yeah, it's a wild project. So back to these water cribs. So that was part of the problem, obviously, like getting the water out. And actually, there's more to that too. I'm sorry. So just like with the River Thames, they also need to figure out how to fucking reverse the Chicago River. Because the problem is, even though new water system with the water cribs pumping water into the city, Problem was that water was the bad water was still getting out 3 miles out into Lake Michigan. Think about 3 miles. Think about Lake Michigan in scope of size.
Yeah.
It was still your shit water was still getting
Still getting there.
all the way out there underground.
Oh, geez.
Still getting there. So they had to figure out how to reverse the river. What they ended up doing was they wanted to reverse the river to get it from Lake Michigan to go towards the Mississippi River. Long story about that, but what ended up happening was the Chicago Sanitary Ship Canal, aka the Chicago Drainage Canal, was constructed, which connects the Chicago River to the Des Plaines River, which then eventually feeds its way into the Mississippi River system. So all of our sewage goes the opposite way.
Dumping onto those fucking hillbillies out there.
They like it.
Let them deal with it.
That was actually put in 1889, so that was quite some time ago.
Wow.
But still, just think about the technology they used to do this. So the water crypts, back to that. I hate to jump around like that. My notes were kind of all over the place. It was one of those days.
That's
Anyways,
all right.
so water crypts. They use 24,000 tons of concrete. Tunnels 200 feet underground. The oldest tunnel that we have is lined with brick. That's one of 2 Mile Island I mentioned before. So imagine you are digging 200 feet underground, then coming from both ways, coming from Chicago and coming from the island, meeting in the middle, and then laying all that with brick under Lake Michigan in the 1900s or 19th century. Like, to me, it's just wild that they even pulled this shit off, but they did. So one of the pumps, and this is a wild metric, one pump can pump 10 million gallons of fresh water in the city every day.
That's a lot of water.
It's a lot of fucking water. Some of the we actually still have, again, like I mentioned earlier, there's still 2 of them that are active. We still use the system. It was that good. The William E. Dever, Dever, crib was built in 1935. It's 2.6 miles east of North Avenue Beach, so if you're out there, you might be able to see it. The Edward Dune crib was built in 1909, 2.3 miles east of 59th Street Harbor. So if you're in that area, you might be able to see it. If you ever wonder what the fuck those things are out there in Lake Michigan, that's what they are, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it was just real cool that it's cool how they figured it out. It's cool that we still use it. They actually still I think there were 9. Yeah, there were 9 total pumps. 2 of them are still active. Some of them have been decommissioned. Other ones have been just torn down. There was a natural disaster that destroyed, I think, the tunnel for one of them. And I think one of them got contaminated, so they shut that one down.
Damn.
But yeah, we still have 2 that work, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, so again, like the story very, very similar to what happened in England, just right in the backyard.
Yeah. We lifted ourselves out of the shit.
Literally.
Out of the shithole.
Out of the shithole. We have been lifted. Because America,
we have risen.
That's some Chicago shit right there. I feel like that Chicago fire that happened like right afterwards, that was also some Chicago shit. Like somebody was like, let's just set this fucking building on fire.
It was somebody that's mad at work, like, I'm gonna burn this bitch down. And he actually does it.
I don't want to bake these donuts anymore. Burn this fucker down.
Yep.
Oh, we got too much shit around here? Just pick the building up.
Yeah, literally.
Just pick it up.
Yeah, the amount of buildings that were moved from that is its own massive amount. Like it's like how many buildings they moved and like where they ended up at, like in neighborhoods that we probably know.
Yeah, that'd be cool to find that out.
That's kind of cool because in London they just tore them motherfuckers down.
Yeah, so I'm like, my building's so good.
We ain't moving
get the horse. Get the horses.
Yeah.
Give me them jacks. Yeah. I'll put this on a cart. We got this, man. Get the fuck out of here.
What do you mean? We pay good money for this.
Right.
Yeah, not in London. They're like, where are we supposed to move to? They're like, we don't give a fuck. Get out of the way, goddammit.
Right.
The government told people in Chicago to get a new house. Oh, you got new house money?
Right. Right. Yeah, it's wild.
I was on a boat for 6 goddamn years before I came here, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, again, like this, looking at the neighborhoods of Chicago now, like just realizing how many immigrants that Chicago actually did have. Like, it's wild.
Yeah.
That's why our food's the best in the country.
Oh, for real.
I will die on that hill.
Yeah, could you imagine escaping your country, getting on a boat for like months, making your way to the middle of America, and then your fucking city's just flooded with shit, and then the fucking mayor or whoever
This
was
is
like,
great.
"We're gonna need you to move."
Oh,
Like, fuck you, buddy.
We'll just pick the house up.
right.
How about you move me? How about that?
Right.
You want to get under my house? All right, I'll pick it up.
Right.
I'm not going nowhere.
Right. That is some Chicago ass shit though. Like looking back upon this now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we're stubborn people.
That's hilarious.
I'm right around the corner from my favorite deli. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
Right, what do you mean?
Fontano's just opened up. I'm not fucking going anywhere.
Right, what do you mean?
I got a great location.
Right. Fuck out of here.
I'm on the north side. You think I'm moving?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's my story about Chicago stink.
Perfect.
Yeah, I hope if you guys learned anything from this episode, maybe you should look into getting a bidet.
Yeah.
Wash ass.
You know,
Wash your ass.
you never know when there's going to be a shit river coming.
Good advice.
Yeah, wash ass. Get a bidet.
Yeah.
Be kind to your neighbors. And or not. You know.
And if there's shit under your house, just pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a couple hundred jack stands and
There you go.
a few hundred of your closest friends.
Yep.
There's videos
There you
on YouTube of Amish people like just picking a barn up. And it's like, it'll be like 80 Amish dudes surrounding this barn. And they just like, boop.
I need to hire them. I need some new jack stands at my house.
It's crazy.
What do you pay an Amish dude?
I used to work with one, and I couldn't even tell you. I mean, they
them-
take money.
It's like
them
you probably
goats?
owe them.
Well, they do take currency, not digitally.
No, they definitely take currency
Well, they
because
take
if you've
money,
ever
though.
been to the Amish flea market in Shipshewana, they take money.
They do. It is a lot of it, actually.
Yeah.
Those fucking bastards. How much money they fucking ask for their shit.
Oh my
That's
god, I know.
hilarious.
My mom used to
can
be
find
obsessed with that
You can
place.
find some good shit. Have you ever been there, Shipshewana?
No.
Oh my god, you would love it.
Yeah, that's
been
weird
there.
because you love like that kind of shit.
Yeah, I've always wanted to check it out. I just
You
never,
should guys should take a field trip. I'm not going, but you guys can go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I'm
There's
down.
a really nice Airbnb about like 15, 20-ish minutes away from Shipshewana. It's like one of my favorites. It's on a lake. It's really nice.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to Alabama in like a few weeks, so I'm hoping to find some real.
Yeah.
hillbilly
Ooh, there's
fucking,
some weird shit down there, man.
Yeah.
Because we do the 127 yard sale, or we didn't do it this past year, but the past like few years we did it. And the Deep South has some weird shit. I've sent you
You
snaps.
sent me a lot of snaps.
I've sent you some snaps of the weird shit that I find. There's just
Yes.
like a collection of human teeth.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get weird.
You'll find the weird,
You will find the weird.
and the weird might find you.
I always do.
There's
you know?
a lot of taxidermy. Like a
Okay.
lot of animals, dead animals in weird positions doing weird things.
Yeah, that's
And on that note,
yeah.
well, thank you all for listening to the podcast. If you made it this far, thank you for listening to the podcast. We appreciate it. Give us a like and follow. We appreciate that too. We have social media, so at Required Taste, we post our stuff on there. If you're
Follow
wondering
us.
when our episodes come out on Tuesdays. Pretty much every Tuesday, unless something weird happens. Not like taxidermy weird,
Yeah.
or like poop pit weird, but like
We're
other
usually pretty good.
I think we're pretty good
Yeah.
on that. So yeah, if you've if you made it this far, thanks. Give us a follow. Go check out our merch, and y'all be cool.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.